Bonjour, bonjour, and welcome to lesson 6 already. And we are halfway through module 1, so well done. So today we're going to look at asking someone where they live, saying where you live, and numbers up to 60. So let's get started. First, we're going to start with saying where you live, and you have to remember always the same. The minute you say you, you're going to have two forms of you, the tu and the vous. So we need to look at both ways of asking where do you live.
Salut, tu habites où?
So the first one with tu. Salut, tu habites où? Salut, tu habites où? So tu, obviously you've got your tu here, habite, live, and où, where. Répétez. Salut, tu habites où? Salut, tu habites où? And the answer?
J'habite à Paris, en France.
J'habite à Paris, en France. J'habite à Paris, en France. J'habite, I live. Your J apostrophe here is nothing else but the je that we already know. Je becomes J apostrophe in front of a vowel or a H. Here you've got the letter H in habit, so je becomes J apostrophe, but essentially it's the same word. Again, j'habite à Paris en France. Répétez. J'habite à Paris en France. J'habite à Paris en France. And the nationality would be français, française.
Bonjour, vous habitez où?
So here is the question with vous. This time instead of tu habites, it's vous habitez. You live where? Où is where? Répétez. Bonjour, vous habitez où? Bonjour, vous habitez où?
J'habite à Londres, en Angleterre.
J'habite à Londres, en Angleterre. Londres is London, Angleterre, England. And the nationality, anglais, anglaise. J'habite à Londres, en Angleterre. Répétez. J'habite à Londres, en Angleterre. J'habite à Londres, en Angleterre.
Salut, tu habites où?
Salut, tu habites où? So the question with tu again.
J'habite à Shanghai, en Chine.
J'habite à Shanghai, en Chine. Shanghai, Shanghai. Chine, China. And the nationality is chinois, chinoise. Répétez. J'habite à Shanghai, en Chine. J'habite à Shanghai, en Chine.
Salut, tu habites où?
Again, the question with tu.
J'habite à Dublin, en Irlande.
J'habite à Dublin, en Irlande. Dublin, Ireland. And the nationality is irlandais, irlandaise. Répétez. J'habite à Dublin, en Irlande. J'habite à Dublin, en Irlande.
Bonjour, vous habitez où?
Here's the question with vous. This is the one that you're most likely to use.
J'habite à Sydney, en Australie.
J'habite à Sydney, en Australie. Sydney, Sydney. Australie, Australia. And the nationality, australien, australienne. Répétez. J'habite à Sydney, en Australie. J'habite à Sydney, en Australie.
Bonjour, vous habitez où?
J'habite à Berlin, en Allemagne.
J'habite à Berlin, en Allemagne. Berlin, Berlin. Allemagne, Germany. And the nationality is allemand, allemande. Répétez. J'habite à Berlin, en Allemagne. J'habite à Berlin, en Allemagne.
Bonjour, vous habitez où?
J'habite à Madrid, en Espagne.
J'habite à Madrid, en Espagne. Espagne, Spain. And the nationality, espagnol. And same in the feminine, espagnol. Répétez. J'habite à Madrid, en Espagne. J'habite à Madrid, en Espagne.
Bonjour, vous habitez où?
J'habite à Toronto, au Canada.
J'habite à Toronto, au Canada. Canada is obviously Canada. And the nationality, canadien, canadienne. Répétez. J'habite à Toronto, au Canada. J'habite à Toronto, au Canada.
Bonjour, vous habitez où?
J'habite a Faro, o Portugal.
J'habite à Faro, au Portugal. Portugal is obviously Portugal. And the nationality, portugais, portugaise. Répétez. J'habite à Faro, au Portugal. J'habite à Faro, au Portugal.
Bonjour, vous habitez où?
J'habite à Chicago, aux États-Unis.
J'habite à Chicago, aux États-Unis. États-Unis, United States. And the nationality, américain, américaine. Répétez. J'habite à Chicago, aux États-Unis. J'habite à Chicago, aux États-Unis. Now, you may have noticed that there are different ways of saying in France, in Chicago, in Faro, in Portugal. Now, let's see if you can spot the patterns by looking at what appears next. So here we have a selection of people. J'habite à Faro, au Portugal. J'habite à Madrid, en Espagne. J'habite à Washington, aux États-Unis. Have a look and see if you can spot the patterns that arise here. Got it? So, when you say j'habite à Faro, j'habite à Madrid, j'habite à Washington, all of these are names of cities. When you want to say in plus a city, you use the wee word à, which actually means at. So in French, you don't say I live in Faro, I live in Madrid. You say I live at Faro, I live at Madrid, I live at Washington. You do something like that in English as well when you're talking about your address. If you're saying I live at 25 Flower Street, for example. I don't know if there's such a street as Flower Street, but there is now. So if you say I live at plus your address, it's the same principle here in front of a city or a town, or it could be the name of a village, obviously. It doesn't have to be a big town. If it's a village, it will be exactly the same. If it's the name of a location, you use à. You say I live at. But in front of a country, you've got three possibilities. O, en, or aux to say in. Now the reason for that is because it's going to depend on whether the name of that country is masculine, feminine, or plural. That's why it was so important to do that we listen on masculine and feminine, even though it may have been a bit intense. I'm sorry about that, but we needed to cover that in order to move forward. So remember, you're going to look at the end letters of the country, and if it's one of the feminine endings, I or shun or sion, then it will tend to be feminine, a feminine country. Like Espagne. Espagne ends with I. It's one of the feminine endings, Espagne is a feminine country, so if you want to say in Spain, you use en Espagne. But Portugal doesn't end with any of the feminine countries. Portugal doesn't end with any of the feminine. Oh, I'm getting there. Portugal doesn't end with any of the feminine endings, so it's a masculine country, and in this case we use o, not en anymore. So if you want to say in Portugal, it wouldn't be en, it would be o Portugal. And for plural countries, just like the United States, it's plural in English as well, then it would be O, pronounced exactly like the masculine version, but with an X at the end. Au Portugal, aux États-Unis. And here I'm going to make a wee liaison sound, like a wee Z sound between O and États-Unis. Aux États-Unis. Au Portugal, aux États-Unis, but en Espagne. So here we're going to get the table for what we've just done. So that will help you see it in a more formal format. So if you want to say in plus a city name, it could be a city, it could be a village. I didn't put village here, but obviously it could be a village. If it's the name of a place, then you say at to say in that place. I live at. So the word in French is à. But if you're talking about a country, to say in that country, you would say en with feminine countries, au with masculine countries, and aux with plural countries. That's something you may want to take a note of somewhere that you keep safe, so you can keep referring to it when you need it. À vous, your turn. Emily has a lot of pen pals from all over the world. Some unfortunate ink stains are preventing her friends to see where the pen pals are from. Can you help? Can you help? Now you can either write the sentences. You're going to see that you have to fill in the correct word for in every time, or you can just say it. What I would say is after you see the sentence appearing with the ink stains, pause the video to give you time to think or to write down the sentence if you need to write it down. And also on the very last image, she will ask you a question which you have to answer. Ready? Paul habite à Paris, en France. À Paris because he lives at Paris, but in France. France, feminine country ending with an E. Pierre habite à Londres, en Angleterre. A in front of London and en in front of Angleterre, feminine country. Anna habite à Faro, au Portugal. Portugal, masculine country, so we use O and still A in front of the name of the city. Luis habite à Barcelone, en Espagne. Espagne, feminine country. Lee habite à New York, aux États-Unis. États-Unis, plural country. Lee habite à Beijing, en Chine. Chine, feminine country, so en. Léon habite à Montréal, au Canada. Canada, masculine country. Karine habite à Bruxelles, en Belgique. Belgique, Belgium, feminine country. Stéphane habite à Copenhague, au Danemark. Danemark, masculine country.
Et vous? Vous habitez où?
Now let's look at all the forms of the verb to live. So here they are. Habiter, to live. What happens when you say I live, you live, he lives, and so on. I live, we know that one. J'habite. You live, tu habites. He lives, il habite. She lives, elle habite. We live, nous habitons. You live using vous, vous habitez. They live, masculine, ils habitent. They live, féminine, elles habitent. So again, j'habite, tu habites, il habite, elle habite, nous habitons, vous habitez, ils habitent, elles habitent. Again, just like when we did s'appeler, you will notice the different endings here. You've got es at the end of tu, ent at the end of il or elle plural, but the only two that you're going to pronounce are the nous and the vous. The rest of them are silent endings. They're pronounced exactly the same. Just notice that the endings are different. We'll come back to that at a later stage, but they're pronounced the same. So again, j'habite, tu habites, il habite, elle habite, but nous habitons, vous habitez, and back to ils habitent, elles habitent. Okay, numbers up to 60. We're going up to 60. So we stopped at 20 last time, 20, which is 20. And to say 21, very easy from there on, you simply say 20 and 1. Well, you know how to say 1, 1. So 21, 20 and 1, 21. 22, 22. We dropped the e in after that. We only need it for the first one. 21. But then after that it's 22. 22. You probably have guessed the next one. 23. 23. 23. 24. 24. 24. 25, 25, 25, 26, 26, 26, 27, 27, 27, 28, 28, 28, 29, 29, 29. Now we're changing. 30, 30. So the first one, remember to add the we, 30 and 1. 31, 31, 31. 32, 32, 32. 33, 33. 33, 34, 34, 34, 35, 35, 35, 36, 36, 36, 37, 37, 37, 38, 38, 38, 39, 39, 39, and we're changing again. 40, 40, 40. Now 41, remember to add the e 41, 41, 41, 42, 42, 42, 43, 43, 43, 44, 44, 44, 45, 45, 45, 46, 46, 46, 47, 47, 47, 48, 48, 48, 49, 49, 49, and change again, 50, 50, 50, 51, 51, 51, 52, 52, 52, 53, 53, 53, 54, 54, 54, 55, 55, 55, 56, 56, 56, 57, 57, 57, 58, 58, 58, 59, 59, 59, and finally 60, 60. Now, you may want to spend some time learning them before you move on to the next activity because it's going to be your turn after that. À vous. Loto. Loto is bingo. You're going to hear numbers, listen to the numbers, and you're going to see two bingo cards. You have to complete them and decide which of the two bingo cards gets completed first. Now, if you want at any time, and I would probably advise you to do that, I'm going to say each number twice, but if you want to pause the video to give you time to think of the number, that's fine. I'm going to keep going, but you've got total control over the video and you can pause it after each number is repeated twice. Ready? Let's get started. 39, 39, 60, 60, 23, 23, 42, 42, 62, 62, 48, 48, 57, 57, 28, 28, 55, 55, 34, 34, 40, 40, 55, 55, 59, 59, 44, 44, 52, 52, 30, 30, 56, 56, 45, 45. 22, 22. Did you get it? It was card number 1, the one on the left that got completed first. Ok, c'est tout pour aujourd'hui. Et pour la prochaine fois, next time, we're going to learn how to ask where someone is from. We're going to learn to say where you're from. We're going to do the verb venir, and we're going to develop listening skills. And don't forget to check the French Ignition website. We organize conversation groups, even ones for beginners. And if there isn't yet one in your area, contact us, let us know, and we'll see if we can set one up. À bientôt. Au revoir.